So this video will be a fan art Tuesday on Jim Henson, who created so many beloved kids shows, movies, and animation. He was born James Henson, and he has gone so far in puppetry that it is just so amazing. He is such a good role model, and we're going to do a little video on him. So if you don't know much about his earlier stuff, he did The Muppets, he did Fraggle Rock, Dark Crystal, and Labyrinth. Back in '55, I believe, he created Sam and Friends, which was a short comedy show where he later went on to co-found The Muppets with Jane in 1958. And this is when he created the Jim Henson Company. Shortly after that, he joined Sesame Street in 1969, where he further developed the Muppet characters. He later went on to do The Muppet Show, as well as The Storyteller and The Jim Henson Hour. In 1990, he died of, I guess it's called strep toxic shock syndrome. But really, it was a staph-type bacteria that caused bacterial pneumonia. It wasn't till later, I believe, they classified it as TSS. So basically, it was all the same thing. It's basically he had pneumonia. He died of pneumonia. But Frank Oz believed it was stress from negotiating with Disney. So there was supposed to be this really big buyout for Disney to be able to use the Muppets, which I don't think went through because they built a eating place in a couple of places at Disney, and some of them did not get made and were canceled. I think they may still use some of the Muppets for Disneyland. I'm not for sure. Someone please comment and correct me on that one, but I don't think Disney hardly uses them anymore. The problem with Disney having some and not all rights to the Muppets is that they were never into puppetry. They have not a really big clue on what to do or how to write for puppets. It takes really good skill to be able to write comedy for something that is not alive. So what happened was they built a show. I want to say it was around 2016 maybe. Anyway, it was supposed to be like a reality show where the puppets were real. They were mixed in with real people. Miss Piggy had some major drama with Kermit. She didn't want to be with him anymore. So Kermit found another pig. It was just all this drama, but it didn't work out and it got canceled because the writers didn't know how to write for that type of thing. And I seriously believe it could have continued if they would have wrote it right, but no one wants to see Muppets in a reality show type setting. They want the original Muppets, which was what people thought they were getting when they did the show. Now they're trying to come up with another Disney Plus show, I think based off of the Mayhem Band. And that could work if done right, but they can't do the same format that they did with the failed show back in 2016. I grew up watching a lot of the Muppets, Muppet Babies. I watched a lot of the Sesame Street. Anything that had to do with puppets, I pretty much had to watch it. So when I got older and got married, I bought a sewing machine. I was like, I think I want to do puppets. So as I got extra spending money, I would go and buy fabric. And then I learned how to do the rod puppet type puppets. And I made at least 8 of those. And I really enjoyed doing it. If I ever get settled down, I would like to go back to doing puppets and maybe making the ones that I had over again with a better quality. If you're thinking about getting into puppetry or puppets, definitely learn what they call the Henson stitch. That stitch is very good, and it's a hand stitch. It's not a sewing stitch. So when you do that, it will make your seam hidden so you can't tell where your parts are sewn together. I know there's several videos on YouTube that show you how to do this stitch. It's amazing. I highly suggest it. Also, if you go to the Stan Winston Institute website, there are classes you can get. You can either have them digital, watch them digitally, or get the DVDs. I personally like the DVDs so I can stop it and rewind it and really get a hang of what they're doing. But they have some on puppet eyes, some on rod puppets. Scotland even has a marionette class, which I highly suggest also. If you want to get into puppets, definitely don't just stop with the Muppet type puppets. There's all kind of different things. Animatronics, ventriloquist dummies are fun. I finally made my first one a year or two ago. I did a Pennywise ventriloquist dummy. And then you have marionettes. Marionettes are really good. I mean, just don't set yourself short. Try something fun. I just want to make one more final note before I end the video. If you're viewing it and he looks darker in complexion, it doesn't look that dark in the actual app of Vermillion. And I know a lot of other people complain about this too. Viewing it on the Quest and viewing it on your monitor or phone, something happens and it changes the color slightly, so that's why he looks a lot darker. So going forward, when I post the pictures on Facebook or Instagram, I will have to lighten the photo to how it was in the app.